Xavier Woods needs to make
Shit
down, you
cat. Shit sponsored by
Xavier Woods told me
Kickstart
you bring the high flying agility. Big E brings
on a generic PG wrestling fan. Two guys, one bam!
Don't forget to subscribe, if I can pronounce that word right.
Just subscribe. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna be doing a bunch of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see. You want to see two white dudes who talk about wrestling and do dumb stuff.
This is the Good Heart Kid. I'm here with
Babyface 1.
He's a little. Okay. Alright, today we're talking about the only good match from the pay-per-view, which is Luke Harper versus Dolph Ziggler. And what are your thoughts?
Speaking of Good Heart Kid, he looked like a young Shawn Michaels. He looked like a young Shawn Michaels.
Just had some ramen noodles on his head.
I swear to God, I thought Luke Harper was going to break his arm on the dive.
Oh, he did break his arm.
I honestly thought he broke his arm.
I did like every time he'd sell a big hit, he'd keep his eyes open. That was pretty legit.
He's got to keep
Give
those
him a
big bug eyes
yeah.
open. Match of the night. Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, though, probably second best match of the night.
Yeah. The only other good match of the night.
The only other good match of the night. And obviously TLC match that had a pinfall submission stipulation. That makes awesome sense.
Yeah. My biggest problem with the whole TLC pay-per-view was I think if Seth would have won, it would have been better for the storyline continuing. Having Cena win everything is kind of boring. And
everything.
Yeah.
And he did it in Cena fashion.
Yeah.
Had to attitude adjust him through a table. And obviously the return of Roman was a big deal. But
leading into Raw, I think having Paul Heyman with Seth Rollins is good. He doesn't seem to think so. What's your opinions on that?
I like it. I don't think
you didn't like it last night.
I said he doesn't need to be a Paul Heyman guy, but they need to work together.
I think having Paul Heyman mixed with Seth Rollins, bringing the bad guys together, seeing as the Authority is gone and they're not coming back anytime soon, I think it's going to make more of a bigger stable for the bad guys. And seeing as Brock's going to leave, you're going to have somebody else join that group, beat him, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll have our WrestleMania 31 cards in the future, at least just projected, and we'll update it once it starts coming around and what we think is going to happen.
And right now we're going to go into our Raw reviews of each match.
God.
It was a lackluster Raw, especially after a lackluster pay-per-view.
After a lackluster Slammy Award. Lackluster last 3 months of the year.
Yeah. I mean, when you have Roman leave, when you have Daniel Bryan gone, he who shall not be named that joined UFC.
All that happened within the month. Within the month,
yeah.
Which is probably the worst month WWE's had in quite a bit. We're going to try to get in this Raw review.
Yeah.
All right.
Bring back Orton as a babyface.
Bring back Orton. Hashtag bring back Orton. Why did he not come out tonight? Why did he not come out?
He should have.
Goes Chris Jericho night.
I hate Chris Jericho.
He hates Chris Jericho. I don't mind Chris Jericho. I'm an old school fan, but I still think
if I had 4 thumbs, I'd give Chris Jericho's segment 4 thumbs down.
And I'd probably give him a this. So about 3 out of 4 thumbs
are down.
For the opening segment at least with Jericho.
But when Paul Heyman came out, I'd give that 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, Paul obviously made that better.
That needed to happen.
So Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan versus Luke Harper and Big Show. Was this the Dolph show or what? Was this the Dolph show? I'm gonna go 2 thumbs down. It wasn't that great.
I'm gonna give 2 thumbs down for everybody for Dolph's performance. I'm gonna give.
I'll do that for Dolph. And Dolph, he got one of the biggest pops of the night too.
They weren't even in Cleveland anymore.
No. Did you notice? Now that I see it, the Dolph Ziggler tape matched, and even his boots matched the he who should not be named. Who should not be named? Because if he doesn't, if they don't say it, we're not saying it.
Yeah.
Hell no. He who should not be named, the UFC guy.
Yeah.
Exact tape, everything like it, even on the elbow. He was just missing the X's.
The jacket on the entrance.
And the zip-up sweater.
He even did, I know he usually does the backwards dance thing, but he did the same walk backwards as he who shall not be named.
Obviously, Big Show, Eric Rowan seems like it's still happening. They should, I'm assuming both of them will enter the Rumble, but that's still going on. I don't know if that means anything to you.
I think he is now the world's largest jobber, which is...
That's what it sounds like. And they got to make Big Show look at least a little bit credible, but
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Rowan or Big Red.
Yeah.
Big Red.
Reverse Sheamus.
I don't know how I feel about that. All right,
so
next segment was the Bellas versus Alicia Fox and Tony. Tyson Kidd.
All right. Natty actually won the match, didn't she?
Yeah, she won Sharpshooter over Brie.
I'm so tired of the Tyson Kidd being on Raw. Put him on SmackDown or NXT where
He
he
needs
belongs.
to stay on NXT where he belongs and just keep jobbing or then getting a win and
Yeah,
jobbing.
I'd rather see the Bunny than him.
Really?
Yeah, dude, the Bunny is awesome.
The Bunny over
I give the Bunny
Tyson
2 thumbs
Kidd?
up.
Divas match, though. Typical Divas match.
Bella Twins, great. Natty's wrestling was actually really good. Nikki's was
she's solid, but
alright.
where's Paige? Where's Paige?
Paige is doing house shows where she doesn't belong.
To the best diva they got. Whatever.
They are adding her to Total Divas, which will be interesting to see if they
I don't want
integrate that storyline into Raw like they have with the other ones.
Next segment was the highlight reel with Rusev and Lana, and then some guy came out. We'll talk about that in a second. This was the best Jericho was all night. It still wasn't even that good. I'll do this because it was all right. 3 thumbs.
Anything with Jericho's awful.
Some Jericho, man.
Christian Jericho.
What did Jericho do to you?
His jacket reminds me of David Hasselhoff at the Berlin Wall. The first time I ever saw him was, I think it was WrestleMania 29. He comes out, I go, what is Hasselhoff doing here? Because I hadn't really watched wrestling that much before, and I just don't like him.
That's like old, but still Baywatch Hasselhoff, too.
Yeah, it's quite terrible.
When you're Baywatch Hasselhoff and Jericho, you're doing something wrong.
I don't even really remember this whole thing.
Well,
I took a smoke break. That's what. I knew Jericho was coming out.
But Ryback came out, and looks like Ryback Rusev. Hopefully, I'm assuming for the United States Championship, seems like it's happening. What do you think about that?
Ryback is so over right now,
and
I don't know why. Because it felt like right before he got injured, they were trying to bury him, but as soon as he came back, he got a big pop, and they've been pushing him hard since.
They've done that. They keep doing the Feed Me More stuff, and I do like the Feed Me More chant.
I do like that.
The guy doing it, though.
But I feel like they should push somebody else.
At least it's something. It's a match we haven't seen yet. 2 big guys. If they can perform, which I think they can, I'll enjoy it. But as of right now, it doesn't look too bright.
Yeah.
Right. Next segment. New Day versus Goldust and Stardust tag team match, or just a rematch. Well, they had Xavier Woods this time, but it was a rematch of last night's pre-show.
I'm gonna give this one a half.
Yeah, I'll give it that. So 2 out of 4, very average. New Day.
They could be good. I feel like Xavier and Big E match better than Kofi and Big E do. I've not really seen much of Xavier, but
Kofi was all right on the mic.
I feel like Kofi could be the one where he wins a single title and the other guys win a tag team.
I would like to see that.
But together.
Looks like Goldust, Stardust losing some reputation here. What I mean, do they have directions for these guys? Are they gonna split up? It's still what's up with the Stardust thing? It hasn't really. It's gotten involved, and the character has, but like the whole storyline from it hasn't really done anything. It's been stagnant.
I love their characters.
I love the characters. Goldust's not even really a character anymore. It's all Stardust, and Goldust sort of just like
there.
They're almost like directing him.
And it felt when they brought in Stardust that it wasn't supposed to be that way.
No,
but the crowd just loved him.
That will leeway us into the next segment. Adam Rose versus Kane. Adam Rose versus Kane.
They should have titled it The Bunny versus Kane. That's what people want to see.
People, yeah.
And as of right now, we're actually watching last night's Raw.
So people wanted to see that.
Yeah. I think they have to.
Anybody? The Bunny.
We still haven't given our rating of this match, I don't think.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it 2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I do, especially a old school guy like I am, I love Kane. I always probably will be. I know he's not really great now, and good for him for getting the win. But
Demon Kane's better than Corporate Kane, though.
Well, definitely.
And why don't they change him to Demon Kane when there is no authority? So is he just corporate by himself?
But no, he's got to go out and beat Adam Rose and tombstone a bunny. Yeah. Because that's what a demon does. Big segment of the night. Chris Jericho was Paul Heyman.
This was halftime of the Monday Night Football game. I checked.
It probably was.
I checked.
That's the way they got to time it up, though.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho was Paul Heyman. The match didn't even happen. We called this. I mean, it's pretty easy to call what was going to happen.
Quote of the night: putting Jew in jiu-jitsu. That was a great quote.
You can't.
I'll give Paul some credit.
Never
now.
doubt Paul
Yeah.
when it comes to a joke like that.
Yeah.
I wish he would say something about him being Jewish every week. So Paul ends up bringing out Brock. Brock F5 Chris Jericho. Where was the belt? It came out later, but why? What made sense to have the champion that hasn't been on TV in months, the champion, not bring out the belt?
But definitely should have brought it out.
And then so he is F5ing Chris Jericho for something down the line, or he's just F5ing Chris Jericho?
Based on the way they were booking last night, I think it was just because they needed to fill time. Yep. So.
Honestly, this segment's going to go 2 thumbs down for me. Cool, Brock's back. That was the dumbest way to bring him back.
I'm gonna give it a half.
So that segment led into the next segment, which was Roman Reigns coming out.
The only thing I can see that somehow made that relevant was they didn't want anybody that could potentially hurt Roman again because, let's be honest, that guy's never hurt anybody in his career. So that's the only thing I can see, just make it a quick match, and that's pretty much what they did.
Rocket ship is up his butt for the Rumble.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the Rumble in the future.
I'm going to call it he breaks his 13-man record, and he's going to get 15.
Again? Back to back years.
He's going to break half.
Next segment, The Miz versus Jimmy Uso.
Yes.
Let's not make this quick because I literally think it has zero importance. The whole Naomi thing.
It's dumb.
It's dumb. They're trying to get this storyline invested so they can make this feud longer, but it's...
Yeah. I'm going to give the
They
match...
can't write anything better.
I'm going to give the match 2 thumbs.
The match was all right. I'll give it a half. The match was all right.
Miz Dow is the best thing they have going right now.
Best mid-card thing they have going right now is without a doubt Damien Miz.
And the only thing I can really think that the reason that they're having the Miz talk to Naomi is to bring the Divas division closer to the main.
Even the commentators mentioned what good is Sandow if he doesn't help. So I mean, you could definitely tell there is some story going on with this, and they actually are taking this a little bit seriously than just some comedy act.
In the pay-per-view, he helped once or twice, I think, with the Miz before he made the tag. But it just seems like they're going to divide, and then Miz Dow is just going to go down the drain. Because he can't be... If they split, he's going to have to go back to Damien. I don't think he couldn't carry himself just being...
I think we can have a talk about Miz Dow. On the next main event, Steel Cage match. Seth Rollins versus Cena. What are your thoughts on the match? We give it a rating here. Match was all right.
Yeah.
Match was all right. We'll do that.
The match was all right, as much as I hate Cena's character.
Seth Rollins getting the win. He doesn't get it last night, so I guess it makes sense for him to get it tonight.
He should have got it last night and made it so there was some different main event at the Royal Rumble.
They literally were showing Royal Rumble commercials for the third, the trilogy.
Yeah.
During the TLC pay-per-view, Raw ends with Brock Lesnar coming out to finish the match, and he does his however many suplexes he did tonight. I don't know.
It was like 4 or 5.
4 or 5,
no,
6
he did like 3
I
in a
don't
row.
know. Brock. Then at 5, Cena, Seth did the foot stomp and gradually got himself out. The night ended with Seth Rollins on top, so that's cool with me. They literally faded out. The show ended with Seth Rollins.
And is that the point where he talked to Paul Heyman?
Yeah, he did.
Insinuating
they shook
the new
hands.
Paul Heyman guy, which I called and he didn't think would happen.
And
I think it's great.
Like I said, I don't think he needs to be a Paul Heyman guy.
He doesn't.
He just needs to be affiliated with Paul.
Exactly.
Heyman.
Well, you can be a Paul Heyman guy, and he can be Seth's advocate. He doesn't have to be Seth's mouthpiece.
Okay. Show overall, though, lackluster. Lackluster.
I'm going to give it a sideways thumb. Is that possible?
I'm glad we're doing sideways. First show, and we're like, you know what?
Let's make up
these thumbs are going to go in all bunch of directions.
Yeah.
It was lackluster show.
I wouldn't give it 3. I'd give it maybe 1.75, 3.8.
You know who's coming out next week?
Sting, hopefully.
They literally promoting it as Hulk Hogan.
That's going to blow.
2 guys, 1 bam!
Don't forget to subscribe, if I can pronounce that word right.
Just subscribe. We're going to have fun. We're going to be doing a bunch of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see. You want to see 2 white dudes who talk about wrestling and do dumb stuff.